Hey everybody. So it's me again. I'm giving you a little bit of an update. It's been a while since I've done an update, and I've been really busy working on these round paintings. This doesn't look anything like it did not too long ago. We have this is one of the 10 round paintings. I went from these very starry, strange looking they look like planets or different color samples, I suppose, to drawing in a couple in some sort of warm and cool tones, different landscape scenarios. And then I have bisected some of these areas and then done some ink and enamel pen drawings. I think that there are three groups of works that are coming through in this project. I've divided the 10 pieces into two groups of three and one group of four. And the first group I'm going to show you has this kind of sense of looking into a landscape. Now, these were places that I've been visiting in this past maybe 6 months or something. And again, trying to play around with this idea of the illusion of depth and space, and then also an emerging narrative that is developing with the painting. And so these forest paintings are the ones I'm going to show you. Let me switch on to another one here in just a moment. Here is the second one, and you can see this one has kind of a long horizontal piece. This is a road and some sort of the side. This is much deeper space than the last one. So the last one was a little bit compressed space. This one is deeper space, and you can see here's the bisecting kind of horizon line, and then lots of sort of layering. So this one kind of came out this way. I'll show you some others here in just a moment. Here's the third one in this particular group, and this is a walking trail. I've done a few paintings about this particular place, and here is a horizon line, and then I have this trail moving back in space and these trees, and then of course with the ink lines. These three, so this one, and this one, you can kind of see them all here. These three are really explorations in that idea of a horizon line or a perceived horizon line, this horizontal bisection of a space. And I don't know, we'll see what really happens next. Well, here is the second group of three, and for these I decided to explore some internal architectural spaces. And after that sort of colorful underpainting, breaking the ice, this one, you can see here, I poured some paint, made this very sort of organic feel. And I think probably the architectural spaces came about as a reaction to these very free, this kind of poured paint, this sort of free form drizzling of this paint through the space. And then this one as well, I've decided to use the white paint pen to do this drawing. There's something about this real subtle line and almost the cartoon quality against these fields of color that I'm really intrigued with right now, and I think I'm going to continue that. Let me show you the other three. Did I say the other three? That's so funny. I meant the other two. Here's another one. This is an interior space from a sketch that I took inside the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. And it's these pillars that are moving back in space. Again, this one I decided to make this meandering line that moves through here, kind of snakes through the space, very organic again. And then this one seemed to the organic or the inorganic sort of lines of the architecture against this organic swirl. That seems to be the push and pull that happened in this one. And again, sort of lots of layers. And this was on top of another work. Maybe I'll be able to excavate and figure out exactly which one it was. But it's this moving between imagery that is organic into this inorganic imagery, and then layering it up. So again, exploring this architectural space or illusion of depth. Also, with all of these, I'm constantly playing around with warm and cool colors, different kinds of color combinations. I've been intrigued recently by kind of near complements in a way, and some complements I don't use very often. So I'm kind of always experimenting with new pairings of colors. So this is the second one in the group. Here is the third one in that group, the one of the architectural spaces. This is an opera house that I decided to kind of redraw. This is the Mabel Tainter Opera House in Menominee, Wisconsin, a beautiful 19th century opera house. And it's the rows of seats and some diagram of the front stage area. We're sitting in a balcony, and this drapery, real kind of, I don't know, like Gothic kind of feel, I suppose. Again, here is this this dripping sort of pattern that I worked into this particular one. Again, the back and forth. I think that this kind of architecture, the railing really did have this bizarre kind of arc to it, and with these arcs on the drapery and the arches and the space. This one was less of a contrast between organic forms and inorganic forms, but maybe it's, I'm still not sure about this one, like exactly how it's going to come out. This one seems to be, of the three, in the deepest state of kind of exploration, I suppose. Again, there isn't a lot of, in these three, a lot of high contrast in the color. We just have, this one you can see is mostly kind of a monochrome, and the other two we're exploring some greens and dull yellows or yellow oranges, or yellow greens. So these, we'll see what happens next. Okay, this last group, this is the group of four. So we had two groups of three, one group of four, and this one is the most kind of jarring and bizarre in my mind. I am totally diving in to explore color, and on these I made kind of some interior spaces, but particularly doorways and passageways. This whole series, all three of these groups, are kind of about portals, like looking out or looking in. And right now they're using some architectural references, some interior spaces, and some exterior spaces. And this one, the space here, there's a wall here, there's kind of a door, a hallway moving back here. The blues are my latest addition. This one was from a drawing I did in a gallery in St. Paul, of kind of looking from one main gallery past a big pillar into another gallery space. It was an interesting layering up of some areas, but as always, I kind of undermine that a little bit purposely with the glazes to kind of push this back a little bit and have something more to respond to rather than to really depict. And these blue passages started just today as a reaction to some of these warmer, crazy acidic warms. So again, I'm not sure, like I spin these around quite a bit on my, I've kind of this, I've got a Lazy Susan under here, you can kind of see that thing. And when I'm working on some, usually squares, and in this case, circular paintings, I kind of like to play with them in different orientations to see kind of what the work starts to, this one isn't so bad from that angle. So this is another exploration, and I just feel like I'm starting now to respond in the colors more than the actual structure in these. Even though these are some very hard line edges, I'm feeling like these are going to be real color explorations. Let me show you the other three. There's four total for this one. Okay, here is another one. Here's the architectural sort of references. This is kind of in a big outdoor kind of a market, and there was a stall over here, another one back here, and a third one kind of in the background. But these sort of intersecting planes form the basis for the drawing of the architectural sort of pieces of this one. I was experimenting with some complementary sort of dots and splashes of color in different layers. And then the blue just came in recently. Again, these sort of warms and cool areas are really intriguing to me. One thing I should note that when I did the drawing on these, I used a lighter color, and it was a very sort of gestural drawing, and it was really a nice way to sort of structure that sort of all over pattern and to really start thinking about layers of space. I'm going to be pouring some resin on these eventually and then building up the layers as I do some of my other ones. And yeah, so this is just image number 2. Okay, this one here is image number 3. And it has its own strange perspective to it. This is sort of a view in one of the corners of my studio, actually, looking into where the room, side room, and a bank of shelves and that kind of thing. You can see the gestural quality of the underpainting through this orange glazing. And this one really is playing with the warms and cools that complement the orange and blues, similar to the last one without the lime green. But these areas now, I'm feeling like I might respond to some of these a little bit more gesturally in the next layer. But again, these like doorways are the group of 4 has these kind of doorways or doors in them, and I think that's a big part of this right now. I've started to do a little bit of writing about doorways and moving through. I like the metaphor of doors. They're starting to get me to think back in my life when I felt like I was going through a particular moment of, I don't know, personal development or something. That sounds kind of crazy, but moving through the doorways, moving through passageways into a new aspect of my life. And these are starting to become kind of real personal like that. So we'll see how they work out, but this structure is starting to sort of come about in these. So this is the orientation, but it's also like really interesting, especially with all of these angles nearly converging and moving your eye across the picture. I can see that some of these might turn around quite a bit. So this is number 3. Here is the 4th one, and this one is the one you can most see some of the star-like aspects of the first layers that's sort of breaking the ice in the underpainting. And this one is becoming about the interior, another doorway. This interior was taken from a sketch I did, a little drawing I did of Thomas Edison's summer home down in Florida, and it was like an old Victorian house, and there were these tall windows with multiple panes, and this is actually a stairwell with a banister right here, kind of going up this way, and then this sort of opening into a darker room or another space, and this layers of space. And so through these 4 are really about these kind of more intimate and personal doorways, really. It's hard to explain it, but that's the update on these 10 circular paintings. And I'm hoping to have some things to show you soon. It's been a long time since I've done a little update, but I've been busy working on a huge show and a bunch of other paintings, so I'm hoping to give you updates on the whole works. So I hope this is exciting to see. Thanks.